Yo, yo,
What's going on? What's going on?
hey man, another week, another blessed day. You
Yes,
know what I'm saying?
sir.
Another blessed day, Saturday. We starting a little hour late, you know what I'm saying? We just wanted to see how the time change do. You know what I'm saying? See how y'all react to it, you know what I'm saying? See what's going on. But Steve, man, what's been going on, man? How's your week?
Hey, man, nothing much, man. You know me. You know how I feel after last night, man. You know me. Feel good for the city. I always put on for the A. And,
Hey,
we went up there to Cleveland. It was an ice storm in Cleveland last night, but it said it was real cold in that thing in Cleveland. Real cold
this
in
guy, this
Cleveland
guy
last.
fool, man. This guy fool. Look, man, we here, man. So another week, no special guest today, you know what I'm saying? Just the two amigos, you know what I'm saying, holding it down. So today we're gonna talk about uh hell, man, everything that's been going on with just sports, with football, man. It's getting around that time, springtime, you know what I'm saying? You got the mini camps, the
Spring
voluntary
ball,
mini camps starting,
spring game. I think it was a
spring
spring game.
game.
I think a JV school had a spring game on a Thursday.
Yeah, it was like ECU or something like that, ECU. But I Florida did put on the show. Hey man, 300 recruits. We're gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? We can matter of fact, we can start there. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with the spring game. So, as a Florida fan, I was just excited to see my boys on the field. First and foremost, of course, you don't expect to see anything. I think out of all the plays they ran, it was only a variable of like five or six different plays they actually ran. Like they weren't
Okay.
running nothing, wasn't nothing crazy. Like it was just goals, like the normal thing that people do on spring games. They don't
Spring.
show their playbook. But I
Okay.
was um I was impressed with AR, like as far as his progression, looking at receivers and stuff. I think this offense, the pistol offense, definitely is his strength because you have to respect the run. They got four dogs back there that can tote the rock. So you got that. Our O line can run block. The quarterback can take off when he wants. So I like the misdirection of the pistol. You know what I'm saying? The quick passes. I think it fits his style. So I think you'll see more um, just success. You'll see more like stepping down the field. You might not see like a big 80-yard, 50-yard, 60-yard, but you'll see like 15, 20, 10, 8, 7, stuff like that, which is good. Defense, I think, looked great. I think we got some guys on there. Not a lot of household names per se, but I mean there are a lot when you think about it in SEC. I think we'll be good. I don't expect us to be,
How many
historic
wins
or
Florida
anything.
gonna get? That's all I want to know. How many wins y'all gonna get?
Based on what I saw in the spring game and what I've been keeping up with, I expect around 9 wins. I expect around nine. I don't expect to beat Georgia. I don't expect to beat A&M. I don't expect to beat Utah is a toss up because I don't know how we're going to come out first game, and I don't know how they're going to come out. So that's always a toss up. But I have us going down to UGA. I have us going down to Texas A&M, and
Y'all play Miami this year?
LSU. No, next year.
Next year. Y'all play FSU this year.
We play them every year. We play FSU every year.
Oh, okay. I thought y'all played. I thought it rotated between Miami and
Nah,
FSU.
that's a
Okay,
that's
cool.
a
What's up,
every.
Jacob? What going on?
What up,
What's
Jake?
going on? What's
So
going
yeah,
on,
we
man? Y'all can comment.
yeah.
Please put your comments up, man. Let us know who tuned in. Let us know who watching. We definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Right now, we're just talking about the spring games right now and kind of these ESPN put out their way too early rankings, I believe. Um, Georgia spring game is actually today. Spring game is
Yeah.
today. I think it's at 3 o'clock. It's raining, man. Weather real bad, so I don't know how much we're gonna really get to see because the weather is kind of bad here in Atlanta and probably gonna be bad in Athens too. I know I usually go make the trip, man, but I'm not gonna make it with the way the weather conditions are this year. But um, I don't know, man.
What is you?
I'm expecting to see a lot out of Georgia when it comes to offense. You know what I mean? This is the third year this is offense is up under this coordinator. I really hope they can go ahead and just add this thing out this year, man. Really expecting for Stetson Bennett to be like the focal point of the team. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, he got another year. He's a senior. The
Right.
man, he's got fast. They say he got faster. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see where it go. As of right now, they got it ranked where they got Alabama at 1, I believe, in the way too early rankings, and then they actually have Ohio State at 2. Then they have Georgia at 3, and Clemson, I believe they had coming in at number 4,
That don't make no sense,
and
bro.
then Texas
That
A&M
was
was at
hold
5.
on. Time out. I don't know, like these writers, the people that vote on this, Crystal, we're not gonna do that. You're not gonna start the day off with negativity, okay? Now, namaste, you know what I'm saying? Practice my breathing. Come on now. The Gators, we're gonna be straight. Yeah, I mean their offense is all it's not that their offense is suspect. Their offense is a victim of Kirby being a defensive minded coach. I think their offense they have the players. If they wanted to go spread and what they can, I think they're in that place where Nick Saban was before Kiffin came and before they went spread. I think before they went spread, you're seeing what UGA is now. Once they go spread, I think you'll do it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thank,
she
thank
was talking
you,
about
thank
Jacob.
thank you, thank you.
Jacob said the
But
boy
yeah,
got some
man,
work to do.
my Gators, I think we'll be respectable. I think we'll be straight.
What you
AR
think about them
definitely gonna
having
go.
A&M, man? What you think about A&M this year? How you feel about A&M? Like, what you think they gonna? You got Crystal and Jacob going at it in the
Right.
comments.
I think A&M. I think they're a year away. Now I
They
think
always
last
be a
year,
year away though. I feel like we've been saying that like the last 3 years, last 2 years
honestly,
at
I
least
did
about it.
last year. I think they shocked a lot of people. I think Kellen Mond just like had a great year.
He was a
Um,
senior though, right? He was supposed
yeah,
to. And
he
that
was
was his
right.
second year in that program. I actually don't think he did as good as I expected him to do. I looked at Jimbo and what he did with Jameis. I looked at Jimbo and what he did with Francois. I thought that Kellen Mond would be a lot more productive and a lot higher on NFL charts based off having that time up on the Jimbo. Jimbo kind of like Dan Mullen when it comes to them quarterbacks. EJ
Yeah,
Manuel got drafted with Jimbo on the
first
staff.
round. Yeah.
He got EJ drafted. Come on now.
Hey man, he haven't balling out. I think you saw what like if Kellen Mond was say he like came back this year. I think you know what I'm saying you're gonna have a thing that's going on. Yeah, Billy Napier. I think the blessing with Billy Napier is he simplified the offense for Richardson. You know what I'm saying? He simplified, so it's going to make him look probably a lot better than what he already is. But I think his offense is tailored to the college game. Like
What
Mullen wasn't tailored to the college game.
what Mike Tyson said, man. Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So
Yeah, and I think we're gonna do some punching as long as he stays healthy. I mean, this is healthy and everything. But I expect us to do everything. But
and
A&M,
then Jimbo, they got them 5 stars going in too, man. They got the best class they ever had rolling in. So you got to expect some of them guys to make an impact. I feel like this team should be the one that he really should plant his flag in the SEC West with. But then you look
I
at
think next year.
Bama
I
bringing
think
back the best 2 players in college on both sides of the football.
exactly. I think last year, folks barely squeaked by Bama, and that was their worst year in a long time.
Yep.
And I think this year was that. All right, we woke up, and I think what's going to happen is like always when Bama loses, that next year they come back and they be crazy because they get that little taste of an L in a big time game, and I think they lost because of preparation. I think they lost because of their guys just weren't prepared to like. Usually they're 2 levels deep, even in their wide receivers. Like you look at the previous years, if Judy went out, you had Devin Smith right behind him. You had guys. So I think Bama, their guys just weren't prepared like they usually are, and so I don't expect A&M to take it this year. Next year, when those guys are sophomores and they have a year in the system, and that's when you're going to see like, all right, like these. I'm expecting them to win it all next year. If they
And
don't win it all or
but
be
they
in
ain't
the
got no
game, yeah,
football trophies in there. You heard what old boy said.
they
He still ain't seen no football trophy.
ain't seen one. Don't worry, he got one. He'll see one next week. You know what I'm saying? He'll see one next week or two when he in Gainesville. But yeah, man.
Got
Texas
rest.
A&M. That's that's we'll see. We'll see with that one. But Clemson shouldn't be number 4. Like that makes no sense. I don't know what they're basing it on. They're just giving.
Me
It's just
either, bro. I think
I
they
don't
just
know.
had the ACC be trying to have some type of representation because at
They
the end
do,
of the day,
man.
it is about getting your conference into the college football playoff. And let's be real, we probably could have had 3 SEC teams in the college football playoff last year
Yes,
with
yes.
Georgia, Bama, and A&M.
If Cincinnati didn't go undefeated, you probably would have had
And they got
A&M in
killed
there.
that first game, so they really shouldn't even been. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of seeing some of them teams get put in, man, to get blown out. Like
Look,
Notre Dame
Notre
always get
Dame.
put in.
It's that off the I don't want to call them off brand, but it's those schools like the Coastal Carolinas, the guys that start off high and then they just win because they are not playing anybody. Like when I was talking about CJG, not CJG, but my man from Cincinnati, how they was talking about, oh, nobody caught against him. Like, he shut this. I'm like, who did he play against? He played against SMU. He played against Tulane. Come on, man. Like, he ain't strapping up the number one guy, like draft picks, first round draft picks
You talking
every
about
week.
Sauce Gardner,
Yeah.
the
So I was like,
cornerback.
and I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think he's good, but you also have to put it in context. Like, you look at somebody like what UGA did. UGA, y'all run a lot of man. You know what I'm saying? So I would look at a guy that's coming out of UGA that maybe got burnt 2 or 3 times, but he was sticking the number one receiver for SEC all year versus a guy like Sauce who didn't play against anybody but who had great numbers. So I mean, it's one of those things of context. That's why, like George Pickens, he's officially done with Georgia, so I can give him all his praise. That boy's gonna he might be the best wide receiver
Then
out this
they get him in the going in the second round, man. I'm hoping the
crazy.
Falcons can steal that dude in the second round, bro. That'll be so crazy. For real.
Man, that is crazy.
That'll be
But
crazy.
back
But they do have him listed there, bro. For real.
that's crazy to me. But number 5, they had Notre Dame, which I understand because they don't play nobody. They pick and choose who they play. Their defense is going to be really good. Offense, we'll see. 6, Texas. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Like, I don't care that they got that quarterback. At the end of the day, Texas is trash. They trash. They're gonna win maybe 7, 8 games.
Yeah, Texas, I can't even. Yeah, man, you got to get your brand back up, and they're getting ready to go into the SEC the next year. After that, they
Getting
finna be
smacked in the mouth.
bring the sacrificial lamb to the slaughterhouse
They
because that's
can't win in
all
the
it's
Big
gonna be with
12.
them.
How you gonna play the Big 12? How you not gonna win the Big 12 and come to the SEC? They're gonna be like how Vanderbilt was or Mizzou. You come
Yep.
over and you should have just stayed.
So what about
Uh,
Michigan? They got Michigan sitting here number what's it 6?
Michigan, I
7?
think they'll only thing they gotta do is play Ohio State and Penn State, and that's it.
They beat Ohio State last year. They beat Penn
They're
State.
not gonna beat.
Did they beat Penn
They ain't
State
beating.
too? I think they beat
They
Penn
ain't
State
beating.
last year too.
They're not beating Ohio State this year. They're
I don't
not.
think so either. I think Ohio
They're not.
State this year will be in the college football playoff. I think they're
Yeah,
a good team. They defense, if anything, maybe what kind of keep them back. You know what I mean? They lost a lot on defense, but
but they got players,
they
bro.
got them
They
in the
got
stockpile, bro.
they a team
Stockpile.
that they Bama 2.0. Then you have Oklahoma. No, their quarterback room is terrible. They ain't been they they won last year a lot because of Caleb Williams, just
Michigan
being
State.
Caleb
Michigan
Williams.
State was the team. I like Michigan State and Mel Tucker too now. I do. I do like what Mel Tucker doing with that with Michigan State now.
Now I want to see what they do as far as their offense because their running game was their main focus, and their running
Walker's gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Michigan State lost their running back coach to another school.
Who they losing to?
You know what I'm saying? We went and get that man. We snatched him up. So but I'm just saying, like, that's
Yeah.
when you look at a team's success and when they lose that coach, it hurts. Like, it ain't gonna hurt
True.
UGA because y'all lost what what's his
Dan
name?
Lanning went to
Lanning.
Oregon.
But you have But you have Schumann, who is a better recruiter, just as good as a coach.
Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
Come on now, like
Don't.
if you pay attention to college, his name was brought up everywhere. Everybody was throwing money at him.
And we
Everybody.
had to throw a big bag at that boy to keep him. He probably the highest paid assistant. He's not even. He's probably the highest paid assistant in the nation.
Yeah, he gotta be. Because if they'd have lost him, then y'all would have been like, all right.
Yeah, we gotta go find. We have to Kirby has to go make another one pretty much, or get somebody young and have to keep them and breed them up. So if you look at the top 10 that they got right, man, give me a team outside this top 10 that you think, outside your Gators, that you think has a chance to at the end of the year kind of be in the mix. If you had to pick
I think Oklahoma State. I think their defense. Remember, they had the number 2, number 3 defense, and their offense is good. It's good enough to win the Big 12, and if they win the Big 12, they're in. You know what I'm saying? Unless unless the Big 12 just trash and everybody lose 2 or 3 games. But I think Michigan State's always. Ole Miss is going to be interesting because
even with losing Matt Corral.
Yeah, but I mean, they got the running back from TCU. They got some wide receivers, and they still got a quarterback on the roster. So I mean, I think now without Matt Corral, you don't necessarily have that Superman type run around, throw the ball, but you have a quarterback that's going to do what you need him to do. Like, yo, hit this guy. Don't try to win the game just playing our system. So they're really smoking something heavy. They got Miami at number 18.
There you go. And I just had a Miami fan text me and said, watch he don't give the U no props. Now, there you go, Kelvin. I was going to say USC, only because it's still a rich school of talent, and now you get Lincoln there. But I think it'll be next year, though, Kelvin. I don't think it'll be this year when it comes to USC. I think it'll be next year.
I think it'll have USC in the top 25?
Nope.
They're crazy. They're crazy.
But they don't because they lost so much too though. That West Coast, the Pac-12 period has been look like in this top 25. Pac-12, do they even have they got Oregon at 12. So
you can't put Oregon at 12. You can't put Miami at 13, 14. What were they at? You can't put them on the list and not have USC. USC didn't lose anybody. You got to remember, they may be losing a wide receiver, right? That's it. They brought in all of Oklahoma's top-rated guys.
And they quarterback.
And the quarterback who knows the system. At the end of the day, let's be real. If you have a quarterback who knows your system, you can easily tell a guy, hey, on this route, you're going to run a post. On this one, you're going to run. But when your quarterback knows where to go with the ball already, with those weapons, USC is about to be a problem simply because of where they are and how they're in line.
Yeah, I can give you that. Yeah, I like USC. Again, there's nobody out there to really challenge them. I think Oregon, if they can bounce back from the first loss they about to get, I think they can win the Pac-12 or they can compete because I think it's a perfect combination out there in the Pac-12 when it comes to coaching. You got Dan Lanning, the defensive guru or defensive coach up there in Oregon, and then you go down to the bottom. Southern Cal, you got the offensive coach. So now you're going to let them two fight it out for the next few years. But it's really going to be who can get the talent there to fit the schemes on both sides. That'll be the determining factor. Who can get the bigger talent to fit the scheme to help the
I think USC is going to edge them out because the allure of USC, like them kids, it's like
you
kid
gonna sleep on Oregon and Nike money with this NIL stuff popping off? I can't believe you.
Fam, USC, LA, come on, man, it's different.
Got you, but this is Nike. We're talking about Nike and we're talking about athletes. Do you not hear what Magic Johnson just said the other day? He regret going with Converse over Nike. That's a thing that'll hunt him for the rest of his life. If Nike come to you with this Oregon deal, you're gonna take that. They finna give you a Nike lifetime deal in most cases, bro.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, they're going to get kids. They're going to get kids, but USC is different. It's like when a kid grows up in Miami and they want to put on that Miami, like just growing up, they want to play for that team. Or a kid growing up in Texas, they want to put on them horns. Them kids coming out of California that's been going to other schools, going to Oregon, going to Florida, going to Georgia. Those kids now, you have a coach who's going to get he gets kids to the league. Lincoln Riley, he he may not win the dance, but his offense looks good. His defense looks good. They look the part. You got LA, this is California. You know what I'm saying? Yes. No, no. Yes, you can count them throughout the whole tenure of this show. I have good things to say about Miami, but USC has the the allure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
So, I mean, you're right. I can't lie. It's USC, Southern Cal, California, the beaches, the sunlight, the sunshine.
and look who they got. They have all the good players from Oklahoma. Then their class coming up for next year. They got the number one wide receiver coming out. His brother plays for them now, just
Yeah.
transferred.
So
The dude's like
who wins the ACC?
Clemson.
You still think Clemson at the
I
top?
mean,
Miami to me now. Miami had a real quarterback coming back this year for the first time in a long time. Well, they had King.
what does that
King
mean? Okay, they have a real.
I was never high on King like the Miami fans was. Me personally. So
Let's be real. What's it, Van Dyke, whatever.
yeah.
Their team as a whole, like their defenses, Miami's defense will always be legit. They get athletes. Defense is built on athletes and stuff. Their defense is always going to be solid. Their issue is their O line and their
Crystal,
running
he
game.
gone. He went to Oklahoma as their head coach now.
Yeah. Brent Venables.
Yeah, he gone to Oklahoma. He's the head coach of Oklahoma. Go ahead. My bad, King. Go ahead.
But yeah, like at the end of the day, Miami doesn't have all the pieces, and getting Cristobal, that's going to bring recruits in, but he ain't do nothing at Oregon. He ain't do nothing at Oregon. And listen, they only were ranking high because of who they were playing against. Remember, they were a big fish in a small pond. So when you put them against Utah, when you put them against Army, when you put them against, you know what I'm saying, those schools, New Mexico, and all those other schools, yes, they're going to look good. And not saying they're trash, but now you step into the ACC, it's a little bigger. Now you got teams coming up like UNC. UNC is always going to have a good team. Mac Brown.
But yeah, Mac Brown. Yeah, Mac Brown. I don't know what he be selling to them kids, but
NC State is getting better. Wake Forest is getting better.
They got NC State in the top 25.
Pitt is a legit defense. Their defense is top 5, top 10 for like the past few years, and they kept all their coaches. They still have a run game, so a lot of the cakewalk stuff ain't gonna happen. And then even
these Miami fans said that I got another Miami fan on my phone, so they got the best O-line in the ACC and probably in the nation.
Who?
The Canes. That's what I just read.
How, Sway? How?
They in Facebook jail, so they can't comment. They texting me.
That's exactly why. That's nonsense. They need to be put to the psychic. It's the mental asylum. If they think they got the best, really?
They said they got the best O-line recruiter in the nation.
I'll give you that. The best O-line recruiter.
Yeah,
however,
they do. He said recruiter. My bad.
However, yes, he was recruiting at Oregon. Now you're going into Florida. You're going to have to compete against Florida State. They still recruit well. You got to recruit against Florida. You got to recruit against Bama. You got to recruit against Georgia. At the end of the day,
I think we O-line U. We turned it into O-line U. We don't put out 2 first-round picks in the O-line last 2 years. Two top picks.
Right, and you have Clemson. So it's like, yes, it looked good when you were in Oregon and there was nobody going against you. It was either Oregon, Washington, Hawaii. You was getting a lot of the Samoan kids coming in. You ain't got that this year. Yeah. You don't have that luxury of being the only one. You on an island with some big dogs. And at the end of the day, you ain't gonna bring in them 5 stars like that, and you're gonna have to develop them. So you're not getting those. It's not gonna be the same. Yeah. It's really gonna have to be coaching, because at the end of the day, Florida State brings in good kids.
Yeah, Tay said Florida State is ass, though. That's what he said.
They are. Florida State is trash.
We gotta take the commercial break too, bro. Don't forget our commercial.
Oh yeah, it's coming up in a couple seconds.
Okay.
But Florida State, they're trash because their staff is trash.
Yeah, man. Mike Novell don't let them guys down.
You look at their players and you go down the list and you look at the star ratings and all that stuff, how you would rate these kids, it ain't that bad on paper. It's just
I never liked Mike Norvell. I would say I never liked Mike Norvell. I felt like him getting that FSU job was all about timing. I don't think that it was the best hire. I don't think he's like the best fit for the area. I know an FSU fan like close. One of my good friends, he's a diehard FSU fan. And I just kept telling them, like, bro, why y'all won't legitimately like consider giving Dion this job? They never would, like, nobody took that serious. Like,
They
Dion,
taking it
nah.
now.
And now look at him. Dion, the last 2 years, he done stole some picks from them, man.
Right.
Yeah,
All right,
I
hold on.
feel like Novell was a penny hire. Yep, that's exactly how I feel. That's
All right, hold on. Before
that's
we
a good
go,
way to put it. Say that.
we gotta take our commercial break. Hold on. 30 seconds. Be So Radio. All right. So in
So
case y'all
somebody
don't
said,
know,
how can they be recruiting well if their staff is trash? I feel like
because
on the
the
field.
allure.
I feel like on the field. I'm just talking about in game. On the
Yes.
field, in game, his system that he runs, offense, defense. I don't think that fits that school and that area for recruiting. I feel like he needs to be somewhere up north, or he needs to be on the West
Mm-hmm.
Coast. That's what I mean
Yeah.
by I don't like the staff. Now, as far as the recruiters individually on the staff, I don't think they're that bad. But I just don't think the kids that they're bringing in, the type of football that he's trying to run, is going to win in the ACC. Clemson has adapted SEC football in the ACC.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
they're dominating the ACC like that. I think that's what
Exactly.
you have to get a coach, and you have to bring that type of a coach in. And I don't think FSU did that when they had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. I feels like Norvell is expecting to win because they're Florida State.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Norvell had relationship. And don't get me wrong, the people behind the scenes, because there's some people on that staff and like friends of the program. You always like to say they got some hitters in there. You know what I'm saying that do work. So that's why you see a lot of those guys, and you have a lot of those guys' kids coming in and things like that. So you have a lot of legacy kids because Florida State 80s, 90s,
Yeah, you do have
like you
legacy.
got
You do have legacy.
so
Kids
a
are
lot
just
of those
going
kids, right?
because of the name. You're right. You're right.
So
You're
you're
right.
gonna
You're right.
you're gonna have, and then you can sell a promise. Hey man, you're gonna be the one that helps turn it around. That they say that to all the kids, and they
DBU.
believe it.
Then
You know
they
what I'm
got
saying?
entitled to. They got a legit chance of calling DBU. Just being honest, like they can
They
consistently
get
put out.
drafted, but they be trash in college. But it'll be like I don't know. It's like in the games, like it don't work. But their individual skill set is good. But as a
Derwin
unit,
James
they're
was one of the best safeties coming out. Now I can't say
yes,
that. Derwin
Derwin
James
James.
was one of the
But that's
best
what I'm
safeties
saying. Like
coming out.
as a unit, they're bad. But when they're going to the draft and they're getting picked up, they look at their individual skill set. So they say, look at his back job, look at his hips, da da da
Yeah,
da. They're not saying how does he look with the other safety when they blew the coverage in. So I mean, it's one of those things to where the individual is good, but the unit, and that goes to coaching. I mean, at the end of the day, that goes to coaching. If you have guys coming out first round every year, but you can't get past 7 wins, that's a that makes you look bad as a coach. That's how I look at it. But
yeah. He
but
said
yeah, man.
Jimbo
So
did that. They're Jimbo. They're
hey,
Jimbo players.
hey, Jimbo, hey man, Jimbo, you gotta give a man credit. I mean, he
Yeah,
recruit his butt
Jimbo
off,
going crazy with that
and
NIL,
now they got
bro.
the bag. So he got the bag. He can do it legally.
Jimbo
Hey,
going crazy with that NIL, man. Jimbo
man,
going
what
crazy.
going ham. But look, man. So we here. Let's jump into this tight end. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Who?
let you go. I'm gonna let you go first because I'm
All
a
right.
gentleman.
So tight end, you right. So again, let me just put this out there. When we talk about school being the U of a position, I always look at the number of players drafted from that school, where they were drafted, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round, undrafted. I look at the college accolades and the college stats. And then if I still on the fence, I look at what they did in the pros. How many gold jackets you got at that position, or how many all pros, or how many Pro Bowl players you got at that position. So that's how I
Mm-hmm.
give my breakdown of the U. That's what I use. So when I did that and I looked at tight ends, it was kind of hard, man. You don't have really like one school that just been dominating tight ends like that. It was kind of spread
Right.
out. So I give you my top three. The number three, I came out with the Oklahoma. You got Jermaine Gresham back in the day. He played with the Bengals for a minute. I do remember him. Got a few Pro Bowls under his belt. But then you got your boy Andrews, who been killing lately. Mark Andrews, he coming out of Oklahoma as well. And I think they had a guy, somebody, one of them old legacy players. But again, like I said, you look at these tight ends and look at the number of tight ends drafted. That's probably the lowest position. But I didn't even realize that how many tight ends get drafted per year. It's really legitimately only maybe 10, 5 to 10 that get drafted.
Yeah.
So I got Oklahoma out there based off just, like I said, just looking at the name value. Iowa, of course, the Hawkeyes, you got Kittle and all them guys that come out of that. And then Miami, bro, I got Miami at number one. They're my number one school. I gave it to Miami, bro. I ain't going to do them like that. Miami. Miami is my number one school at tight end U, man. You got
Right.
Jimmy Graham, Njoku, you got Jeremy Shockey, Winslow Jr.
Jeremy Shockey was my favorite tight end when I was younger.
He was tatted like a fool.
He was the first authentic. You remember authentics were popping. I remember putting on. I was 15, 16. I put that thing on layaway. My first purchase on my own, boy. $20 every.
You had the white one. The white one.
Yes, sir.
That was the hardest one. Then you got Greg Olsen. Yeah, exactly. So
yes, we know who on the list, guy. Jeez, you gonna listen to everyone. We know who's on the list. That's why he put him at number one. This guy gonna go down.
Don't do him like that, bro. Don't do him like that. They ain't had a chance to flex yet.
If he could edit his face
they ain't
right
have
now,
a chance to flex
yet.
So let me let Miami do their thing, man.
All right, man. So let me look at my let me look
he
at
said
my
a Gator fan saying that. Oh my God. Bro. Oh man. What you got though, bro? I gave Miami. Miami to me. Tight end U, the U. However y'all put that thing up there.
Let's see. One school I didn't look at, but just popped into my head. Bama. Yeah, that's cute. Bama should I was like, is Bama on there? Because they've had some names come out, but
they've been on every list we done had.
Yeah. But they're not on my top 5. I didn't really give them because it was just other schools that just popped in. So I got a top 5.
Who you got?
Surprise, surprise. My number 5, Florida. I keep it real. Because
y'all got a couple.
We have quality, but it's the quantity as well. And we got to put that into account. Like, you got Pitt's highest rated tight end. I don't know if you ever want to get a tight end pick top 3. Maybe that kid out of UGA, if he keep doing what he's doing, and it's a team that needs a tight end, he might be a top 3 pick. Then we had Jordan Reed, Hernandez, Cornelius, and Ben Troop.
You said? You said Hernandez? You said that for real?
Yeah, I mean, in college,
I'm shocked too.
In college, he was a baller. I'm gonna say his name.
You said Aaron Hernandez.
Hey,
the killer. He said, University of Florida had a killer on their team.
Boy, what? Number 4, I got Stanford. Yeah, Stanford has some good players. You look at and they had a lot of guys whose name didn't know, but they were picked. I mean, you got Kobe Fleener, of course. You know that Zach Ertz, Austin Hooper, Dalton Schultz, Caden Smith, Kobe Parkinson. So they had some good guys.
I forgot about them. You did. That's right. I did forget about them. I do remember Hurts and Hooper. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Number 3, I got Iowa, simply because they were hit at the time. I mean, they had 2 guys go first round top 20. That's
2 guys, bro. Same position, top 20. That's tough. It ain't but one football, bro. It ain't. So I got you.
But they had a lot of guys like third. They had, sprinkled throughout, but it was consistent. 2019, 2017, 2014, 10, 9.
Probably
7,
the most
5,
consistent,
4,
bro. From if you want to look like who has the most consistent, you probably have to say Iowa.
No. Now Notre Dame is my number 2 because every year, 2001, Trimble, Cole Kmet, Alize Mack, Durham Smythe.
Well, they put them out.
18, 15, 14, 13, 2011, 2008, 6, 5, 2, 1. Like
they put them out. Yeah.
It's crazy. And then
Yeah,
number one,
Cincy was like an anomaly with Kelsey
no,
though. Kelsey,
Cincy, yeah,
you
that
know,
was an anomaly player. We can't name,
yeah.
can't just be like, oh, they had this guy there. No, Cincy ain't gonna be on nobody U list for nothing. For I don't care. They're never gonna be in that conversation of a U for anything. That's not even a thing. Um, then I have number one. I have Miami. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? 2000, and they had the most, and they had the most first round picks. So Bubba Franks, going back to 2000, they had Bubba Franks first, Jeremy Shockey first, Kellen Winslow. I mean, we can talk about. That's why we can call arrest you. We be having that conversation. Miami, come on, son. Like we got Aaron Hernandez. Don't get me wrong. He's a Mount Rushmore of
Oh,
criminals. You know what I'm saying? In college football. But Miami, Kellen Winslow, and the dude who killed his roommate. R.I.P. to him. But those two take the cake. Just stop it.
Kevin
All
Winston,
right.
did he beat up an old lady?
Man, he did a lot. He did a lot. Like he did a lot. At this point, I just don't know. But at the end of the day, they produce tight ends like
They did.
Kevin Everett, Greg Olsen, Jimmy Graham,
Jimmy Graham. I ain't
Njoku.
even mentioned Jimmy Graham. Dog.
They have the gold jackets to match. Like those guys, like when you look at it, Jimmy Graham, he I don't know if he will, but he may not. Greg Olsen, he just stopped playing like 2 days ago. And Njoku, he's solid. I think he can turn it around if he wants
I
to.
think he should have left Cleveland. That's just my opinion. I don't know why you
Yeah.
re-signed with Cleveland.
Well, I mean, I get it now because
well, Deshaun Watson. True.
So
True.
I mean, it
True.
worked good, but yeah, tight end you man had to go Miami. I you know, it is what it is. You know, they are consistent and they put out.
Listen, both of these boys over here. Somebody gonna tell me, said, "Boy, you throwing a little salt in that Gatorade," and then says backhand compliment.
No, I'm talking about the rescue because you know. All right, so folks watching, folks listening, BSO Radio, appreciate you. We have a sports group, all right, that we have debates about and we talk about. We have a lot of topics, and we
Sports
always talk about arrest you. We always talk about what team always gets arrested the most, and everybody wants to bring up Florida because of Aaron Hernandez. Don't get me wrong, I am not defending this man at all. He got what he was supposed to get. He did what he did. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But when we talk about the U and we talk about legacy and consistency, Miami.
Good consistency from getting arrested. Come on.
Consistency. Somebody getting got on a regular basis. And it ain't just like, oh, traffic tickets. No, we talking time. We talking about suits. We talking about state property. You know what I'm talking about? So y'all get that you too. So don't get me wrong. Miami is one of those teams that it's easy to joke about Miami because their fan base makes it hard, makes it easy. Because y'all truly believe y'all are elite because of what y'all did 20, 30 years ago. And that's why it's just easy. If y'all were just a little bit more realistic, y'all wouldn't get what y'all get. Like Florida State fans used to be like that, but now they be like, nah, let's just step back a little bit.
Look at our environment.
Hey, y'all are fast.
Hey, he said change the name of this show to the Shade Room. They say you give it to these folks, man.
I'm just messing with it, man. Yeah, it's nothing to do in Gainesville, but hey,
bro, we going down.
What you want me to say?
We going down to we are going to broadcast the show, man, from Jacksonville. We're gonna do the Saturday show from Jacksonville, from the cocktail party that has been set, man. Me and Ken are gonna be in Gainesville for the largest cocktail party in the world when Florida meets Georgia. We get to go down there and see what Gainesville look like. So you know what I mean.
Gainesville like an hour away from Jacksonville.
Okay. Well, I mean, I go through there and holler at Bryce Lovett. I might go down there Friday and holler at Bryce. You're right. Might have to do that.
You know what I'm
saying?
Shout
out to Bryce Lovett.
Yeah, shout out to him, Gator. But yeah, man. I mean, that's my tight end you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to Bryce, man. I talked to him
too much
2 days ago.
You know what I'm saying? You recruit. I'm looking at y'all. You see, he laughing out too. I see what y'all on him doing. Y'all on here kicking about Florida. You know what I mean? You recruit. This show is supposed to be neutral. You ain't supposed to be using this show for recruiting for Coach Napier, bro.
Hey man, at the end of the day, hey, when he came on here, he was leaning towards Arkansas.
He
I
was. He
told
said he wanted
everybody,
to leave. He said,
I told
I
everybody, and
still think he do. I think he will. He said he wanted. He didn't want to stay at home. I think he'll
nah,
leave.
it's different now. But at the time, it was he was
Kevin, you getting some
like
choice words over here on my phone from Tay
much
Wilson
respect
up
to
there
Florida.
telling you.
Hey, you got
I
to
ain't
give us.
gonna repeat
And
what he's saying,
we had
but
300 recruits. So Steve, tell me how you feel about this. All right, we had about 300 recruits. Realistically,
I seen it.
maybe
I seen it.
like it was like
I watch
70.
it from afar. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
it was like 70, 75 D1 guys. And then out of the 75, there were like maybe 25 real targets.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying?
you want me to give you my real opinion on this? Ain't nobody
Yeah.
else got shit to do on a Thursday night. Why not take a free trip to Florida?
It's not free for anybody
Oh, okay. I mean,
because
but no,
it's unofficial.
I'm just
But
joking. But no,
but
listen,
the strategy
y'all having
wise,
it on a Thursday night, I think that was a game changer because everybody else does it on Saturday. So probably more kids do want to come out there Thursday evening. It's a lot easier to get somebody to do something on a Thursday evening than it is to go
it
on a
was
Saturday at 3:30. But I can probably guarantee you, them kids just spent a night on the way to Athens today for our spring game.
well.
So
I mean, you look at it like I think moving it, and when he moved it, I was like, oh, it's so genius. It's night in the swamp. Like folks love a night in Gainesville at night. We
ain't
had
that else to
45.
do, Kevin?
We had
Just
40.
sit there.
Right, exactly. We had 45,000 people there,
Oh,
which is
that's
good
it.
for. It's a spring game on a Thursday night. That's more than they get in Miami on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
We've seen the pictures of Hard
Oh,
Rock on a Saturday
oh,
game.
come
You know
on,
what I'm saying?
man.
But let me go ahead and get that out of there. But yeah, for 45,000 on a Thursday night, short notice, because there was a lot of people short notice. But those recruits, like you say, they don't have to. Today you have Bama's spring game, you have UGA spring game, you have like a couple other big schools who now those guys have to choose. So like Cormani is like, am I going to go to Bama? Am I going to go to UGA? You know what I'm saying? Like you have
Yeah,
those top guys who have to decide, and it's the day before Easter. So it's like guys probably
so
don't really want to go. So it was a great move, and I think next year you'll see more weekday games. I'm not
I
thinking
don't
that
think
everybody's
so,
going to go
bro. Only
Thursday.
because I don't think so because for one, I don't know if the TV, the TV networks control a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? The TV networks control that. Now, Florida, do I think they'll let an Alabama pull something like that? No. You want everybody Saturday sitting at home watching TV or in Tuscaloosa. Today in Athens, it's going to be at least 90,000 people there.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah,
gonna do that on a Thursday in Athens.
but
You're not
but
gonna
they
do that
don't
on
have
a
to.
Thursday.
But
Now
okay,
in
so
Gainesville, you probably there's Gainesville is different. You probably can do 90,000 or 70. What you said, 70 or
no,
40,000.
it was 45, but that was what it wasn't expected to be that much, honestly, on a
Yeah,
Thursday night, short notice. But I think with it being Napier's first year and not being able to get a lot of those guys on campus multiple times, that it was like hey, this is the way to get all these guys on campus. A select few are going to get to go up to the office, talk to Napier. A few are going to get to go in the locker room. Like not everybody, but our targets, they're going to be given the red carpet. You know what I'm saying? So that gives just more face time with those kids.
yeah.
And we needed it this year simply because this is our bump class. This is a very important class that came up. Now,
Somebody said Napier got to prove it, bro. He's trash.
I mean, at the end of the day, yes, he has to prove it on the field, but he's been from where he came from. He was winning. It ain't like he was a slouch. He got the pedigree coming from Bama, so we know that he's recruited a lot of those guys that people love at Bama. He recruited them. He's the guy that changed the tide of Clemson recruiting that got them the Deshaun when he brought in Taj Boyd and those other guys. He was the one that got that ball rolling. You see what he did with Louisiana. He turned them boys around overnight to where they're ranked now, ranked over schools like Miami. So and they're a Sun Belt conference. He got Coach of the Year. He got 2 Sun Belt championships. So he ain't got the head coach position there because he ain't won it. He's been turning down jobs for 2 or 3 years. We're just the first school that fit the mold and that gave the checks for him to do what he wanted to do. So
We're
I
gonna
think
see,
he'll be.
man. We're gonna see.
I
I
think
wish
he'll be
y'all
perfectly
played
fine
Miami this year. I really think
next
y'all
year,
need to
man.
have that thing annually,
Hey,
bro. Because I don't
next
see how
year,
y'all all in the same area in Florida. Like, you want to know who the king of Florida
Cause
is. So I
man,
don't understand how y'all don't
they
play
don't want
each
they
one of
don't
y'all don't
want
play each other like
they
that.
don't want us they don't want us, bro. Cause last time we played them, smacked them in the mouth, and they were like, "Whoo, no." It was like, "Oh no, no, we're good." They thought they was doing something. They came out that first week. They came out that chain. They talking about chains. That chain ain't come out one time. We shut that down. You know what I'm
Oh, he said
saying?
they don't beat y'all last 4 out of 6 times.
4 out of 6 times. Let's win. Let's see. Y'all beat us 2013, and then y'all might have beat us like 2003, 2001. Like we don't play y'all a lot, but when we played y'all, we smacked y'all in the mouth. So
Boy,
we play y'all next year, first game of the season, I believe. We're gonna
first
smack
game.
y'all in the mouth. I
Ooh,
believe so. Get them boys
first
out the
game.
way, man.
Ooh, out the gate.
Go out the
Somebody's
gate.
season finna be ruined at the gate.
Is Miami losing the first game ruining their season, or just what they do?
Boy, you still crazy. But stop, man. I ain't gonna sit here and let you do these fans like that.
No,
Cause
I'm just playing.
they ain't got
All
no
right.
voice on here to kick back,
Look,
man. I
look.
can't let you
We
sit
got
here.
we got to take
Don't do
our
them
second.
boys. Don't
We
do them
got to
boys.
take
Them
our
boys will
second.
be in your inbox after this over with. You better
They
stop.
can pull up if they want, and they're gonna
Don't
lose
do
every
them
time.
boys like that, man.
That's
Miami.
why I got. That's why I got the show, because I'll be winning. All right, look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Be So Radio, Miss Benita Network, 30 seconds, and we'll be right back. All right, I think that's 30 seconds. If it wasn't, I apologize, Miss Benita. But yeah, man, we're gonna end this. Enough about college ball a little bit. Um,
We'll talk about the pros, man. Let's get to these
the
pros.
pros,
There's been a
man.
lot of.
Hey, the,
So I meant to ask you. I don't even think we really talked about it a lot. I think because when it happened that week, we had a guest on. The Miami Dolphins getting Tyreek Hill. How'd you rate that move? What'd you think about that? That was the last big move I think we
it
had.
was I mean, I think it was smart for both. Honestly, I think
Think so?
Kansas City. I think Kansas City had what they felt he was worth. It what he is worth. He ain't. He shouldn't be the number one paid wide receiver in the league,
You say he
and
should?
he shouldn't.
Should nah,
Shouldn't.
I wouldn't give him the number.
Shouldn't.
I wouldn't have gave him 30 mil.
Right. But I understand. So when they offered him, because it was like the deal was pretty much done. The deal was pretty much done. It's
Oh
just
yeah, you
with
don't make that
Devontae.
trade. His agent didn't make that trade or okay that trade unless they already
Right.
had that. Yeah, yeah.
After the Devontae trade, they went back and was like, "Hey, no, I want this." And Kansas City was like, "Yeah," but they, you know what I'm saying? They got the picks and they got the things that back for him because realistically, if they weren't gonna get him for that, they weren't gonna pay him that money because he still got to pay
Kelsey. They
other
already
guys.
paying Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey, you already paying Mahomes, and it's just, do you want to torpedo the rest of your roster for him? Don't get me wrong, he's a big piece, but he's replaceable for what he does. Miami, it was a great need because they have to give Tua weapons,
Yeah.
right? You can't expect the guy to come out their second year, third year, not even third year. What was the second year?
Second, fool,
I
you know
mean,
he was hurt that first year.
yeah. So
So,
really, his first year,
yeah.
and you have to give him weapons. You got to give him somebody to get the ball, and two rookies ain't gonna get it done. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not Cincinnati. I mean, it's an anomaly of what Joe Burrow did. That ain't the norm. So Tua balling with Waddle was great, but now you give him Tyreek Hill, you give him more of a little run game. Now it's
Man,
like, all
then their
right,
defense already scary, bro.
exactly. So now it was a good move for them. I think they did good because at the end of the day, they have the picks, they have the money to still go out in the free agency and get guys maybe next year when they show a little bit more of what they bring to the table and show that success. So I mean, I think it was a good move on both ends. I don't see a real loser for either one. I think
Yeah,
that's how
I
it
do.
goes.
I think it was good move for both teams, like you said. Now will he have the same production with Tua that
No,
he's had with Pat Mahomes?
absolutely not.
Because that's my remember when we talked about that with Devontae Allen. Me and you went back and forth for a good little minute with Devontae Allen. I kept telling you,
Devontae gonna eat the way he eat, but
man,
he
Derek
is.
Carr does not have the same arm
He doesn't
as
have to.
Aaron Rodgers.
He doesn't
Those
have to.
passes are put in certain places
He
where
doesn't have
Devontae
to.
Adams can move a certain
You
way
know why?
after the catch. And
The
it's the
ball had to
same
be.
thing with Tyreek Hill, bro. Pat
Eh.
Mahomes puts the ball in a certain place where you can make moves after
Listen,
the catch. That's why Julio was never as effective as he should
skip,
have been, because
skip.
Matt Ryan is not as accurate as he
Man,
should have been.
I need
Julio with
my.
Aaron Rodgers versus
Listen,
Julio with
man.
Matt would be two
Listen.
different people. Devontae
Your crib
Adams.
is your crib is about to float with all that hot air you got over there. Listen. At the end of the day, Rodgers had to put it in certain places because Devontae was getting double and triple team. That's why he had to
He's still going to get doubled and triple
but
team.
you can't do that. Literally, the numbers you can't do that. You can double team him, but you can't leave. Okay, so just put this in perspective, okay? You have a chip formation.
Yep.
You got Adams by himself. You
Waller.
got Waller at tight end.
And then
You
Renfro.
have Renfro on the slot, and then
Jacobs in the backfield. You got Jacobs in the backfield.
Then you have Edwards on the outside. Edwards is still a very good
all
wide
those
receiver.
pieces are great.
Now,
I'm talking about the quarterback.
No, hold on. Listen, I'm going number wise. Mm-hmm. You have to give at least 3 down linemen. No, you're gonna have to put 4 because you have to respect the run. 4? And that's still, and then you got to put 2 linebackers in. So that's 6. That gives you 5 DBs to cover 4 guys.
Yeah.
You can triple team Adams. You leave Waller 1-on-1, and you leave Renfro 1-on-1. Nobody can stick Renfro 1-on-1. He's proven it. He's the slowest, shiftiest white boy I've ever seen in my life, and he just gets open. And he has enough speed to score. I don't know how. I don't know where it comes from. He does. Then you have Waller, who can ride up any linebacker or any safety. So you can't triple team Adams. You can double team him, but you're still leaving the rest of your team out. And if you decide to bring a defensive lineman out and put another DB in or linebacker, they're going to run it down your throat. And Carr isn't. He's not Aaron Rodgers. Don't get me wrong.
Okay,
but
I just want to make sure that what you were saying.
No, listen, but he has the arm strength to get the ball downfield. We've seen that. He got a cannon still, and he has enough accuracy to put the ball where it needs to be. He might not thread the needle as much as Aaron Rodgers, but if you go back and look at some passes, he definitely puts passes where they're supposed to be. So I'm telling you, Devontae Adams is still going to get
Carr is good, bro. I'm not saying Carr is not good, but I'm just telling you the chemistry that Devontae Adams and your boy Aaron Rodgers had is what allowed Adams to be that good. Let me give you another example. And this ought to fit you perfect, right? Because he went to the Raiders. Jordy Nelson. What did Jordy Nelson do after he left?
Different.
I'm telling you. Okay. I'm giving you proof. I just gave you a perfect example of a Pro Bowl, all-pro wide receiver in Green Bay that went to Oakland and did not do anything.
But listen, Nelson didn't play. Who was his quarterback at the time? It might have been a Baby Carr. Maybe it was a Baby Carr. If not, it was the fuck. I have no idea.
I don't know who y'all quarterback was before that.
What's my man from LSU? Jamarcus Russell.
Oh no!
Like that's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
it wasn't Jamarcus Russell. It was Carr.
It was somebody on that. It was Carr. It was a Baby Carr. But at the same time, Jordy Nelson ain't played 4 years of college football with him either. So they have.
I feel you. I understand what you're saying. Right. I understand they got a chemistry from beforehand.
It's like riding a bike.
Chemistry did not get either one of them drafted number 1 overall.
It didn't have to be. Because you look at a team that got drafted first overall.
Nor did it win them a championship or get them in the college football playoff.
EJ Manuel got picked first round. Wasn't he? He was the first round pick.
But Florida State was winning at the time. So that was a reason why. So that people thought that, okay, well, if you can win at Florida State, maybe you can win at the NFL level. Ain't nobody looking at Fresno State and thinking that.
Derek Carr has proven that he can play. The defense, the reason why the Raiders haven't been successful is their defense. Go look at Derek Carr's numbers because I'm a fan,
Man,
and that's the
y'all
only
got
reason
one
I
of the
know.
best pass rushing combinations in the league.
I'm not talking about just this year. I'm talking about the last few
Oh,
years.
oh
Derek
yeah,
Carr
yeah,
has
yeah.
been,
Yeah,
he's been good.
y'all made some bad picks on. Then y'all pick a cornerback with a heart problem, a
Man, it's
linebacker that was beating up on girls.
Mayock
Yeah,
and them was
yeah, y'all,
trash.
y'all,
Like
y'all made
they're
some bad.
ever since they came in, their first picks, we had like 3 first-round picks, and we missed on all of them except Jacobs.
Yeah,
Like
bro.
so, but you have to look at it. It's like riding a bike. I haven't ridden an official bicycle in about 9-10 years, right? About 9-10 years. But I bet you I get on that bit and drive and ride around the block. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with Carr and Adams. They
I
ain't rode
got you.
that
I
bike.
got
They
you.
ain't rode
No,
that
no,
bike
no. For
together,
real.
but they're
In
working.
the
Yeah,
AFC West gonna be so tough, bro. I mean, y'all
it's
gonna have
gonna
a
be. It's
tough.
gonna be.
I think what's going to separate the AFC West, who stay healthy. That's just the end of the day. Who can stay healthy? That's it.
Yeah.
And as of now, Carr's the only quarterback in that division who's down there, who's proven he's been there, 16 games. The rest of them ain't proved that. Russell Wilson stayed hurt. He was hurt last year. He always got like a little nagging injury.
Yeah.
Mahomes started doing that limping shit, and then you know how he do. Toward the end of every season, he be limping or
Now,
got a knee.
now, how do you think? How do you think
Herbert
the
Herbert
Chiefs?
been good though. Herbert been consistent.
Yeah, Herbert been straight. The Chargers is going to be a problem. But how do you think Mahomes going to do? Because I don't think he's going to put up MVP caliber numbers because their whole way defenses play them is going to be totally different now.
Yep. So you
Totally
got to
different.
draft. You got to draft that kid that ran that 4-2.
You got
You
to.
got to draft a burner. George Pickens is not a burner. I would love for them to pick Pickens because I think he'll be great over there, but he's not the wide receiver that's going to replace. I think if you're looking for somebody to replace him when talking about wide receiver, you probably have to get that boy Wilson out of Ohio. That'll probably be your closest if you want to try to get someone like Tyreek Hill. But again, Tyreek is a monster. He's a special, well, maybe one of those anomalies. What school did Tyreek go to? I don't even know. I can't even tell you what
Not
school he went
Western
to.
Michigan.
I can't
Tyreek
even
Hill
tell
went
you, bro.
to.
But I'm just saying, I know he's an anomaly. So
I think
he's
it
a
was
freak.
Western Michigan.
So I don't know how it's gonna go for Mahomes, man. I don't like Juju trying to replace him with Juju. I thought Juju would have been a perfect asset in that situation, but now that you've taken out your boy Hill, man, I can't really say that I think it'll be smooth for
Was Juju picked up before the trade or after the trade?
before the trade.
It was
Before
before
the
trade,
trade, I
right?
believe. I think it was
I think
before. Because again, like I said, we always talk about how the defense, how he would be in the slot and be damn near unstoppable because of the size, the quickness.
I think
Now you're gonna have to
if
move him
that
back
trade,
outside to an X or a wide receiver, and I just don't. I mean, maybe with Mahomes again, you playing with a belly caliber quarterback. You playing with Pat Mahomes. This ain't Big Ben or this ain't Haskins RP. None of those. There's none of those Pittsburgh quarterbacks anymore. So who makes the person better? Does the wide receiver make a quarterback better? Does a quarterback make a wide receiver better? And I
think the
think this will be the
quarterback.
perfect year we'll
Yeah,
see that on
yeah.
so many different levels.
I think we're going to see if Mahomes is going to be that guy, if he's really that guy, or if he just has some great players around him.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be real interesting. But
QB make the wide. Thank you, Crystal. That's why Derek
yeah,
Carr is not going to give Devontae Adams the same type of passes, and Adams is going to
he
have
don't
the
need
same.
to.
He's not going to have the
He
same
don't.
production. Tua is not going to give you the same passes Pat Mahomes give. I can
I'm gonna tell you
promise you
this.
that.
I'm gonna tell you this. Adams will go for 1,000 yards, and he will have double-digit touchdowns.
Who will have a better season, Adams or Hill?
Adams. Adams. It's just more like you have to respect your defense has to respect Adams. You have to respect the full offensive power of the Raiders. You
But
have to.
you got Carr and you got Waddle. I mean, you got Waddle and Hill. I mean, Waddle and Hill. So that's gonna be.
Yes,
Well, who gonna guard that?
the teams that's been guarding Kansas City without having the magic of Mahomes.
I mean,
Remember,
Mecole is good, but Mecole is not Waddle, bro.
I'm not talking about.
Hill has never had that.
I'm talking about the amount of weapons. So with
Oh,
Kansas
okay.
City, you
Okay,
had
okay. I got you.
Hill,
I got
you
you.
had
Now that
Kelsey.
makes sense. I got what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So Hill benefited because Kelsey took away the middle.
They
You know
got
what
a
I'm saying?
good tight
The edge.
end in Miami too, though. Miami got a good tight end, if I'm not
It's
mistaken.
not. It ain't he ain't Travis Kelsey. Carr is very underrated because people look at the average fan looks at the wins and losses, right? You look at a team, you're like, oh, the Raiders, they only be winning 7, 8 games. Right. Okay. But when
It's
you
not
look
his
at Derek
fault.
Carr's number and
Yeah.
he throws 280, 300 a week, and he ain't throwing a lot of picks, but the defense is giving up 500 yards a game.
Yeah.
Ain't
When you
nobody
get to
gonna
a point where you have to pass off defense, know it's coming,
exactly,
you're gonna throw them picks at the end of the game to make the numbers look bad.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so imagine their offense was Jacobs was balling out. Like he's number 4 in the PFF as far as running backs with yards
Bro,
per carry.
he always limping off the field too. I can't give
I
him
mean,
that.
but you had
He
because they had to
always
give him the ball.
availability. We always talk about availability being like your best ability, and Jacobs is all. I'm a fantasy player. I never draft Jacobs.
But he had to,
He
but he
always
had to.
hurt, bro.
But we have to feed a guy because you don't have any other options really.
You got
Let's be
Waller, you
real.
got Renfro,
Waller was
you got
hurt too.
Edwards. You
Last
had
year,
Ruggs before he started doing
last year,
125.
you look at everything that went bad last year. Okay, let's go down
Oh,
the
oh
list.
yeah, y'all had a lot
Ruggs,
going on. Oh yeah,
Gruden got fired. The offensive coordinator got fired. Okay. Then you had your top wide receiver be out. You had to start feeding your running back, and you had to overfeed your tight end. What happened with the tight end?
they
He
both
got
got hurt.
hurt.
Both of them got hurt.
Right. Exactly. So they both got hurt. So now you're with Renfro and Edwards as your
Edwards.
main guys, and then like some filling in running backs. Yet you still made the playoffs. So that's what I'm saying. So when you have all them, when the team was full without injuries, when you had young Ruggs playing, he was balling. Waller took over the talk of the NFL because he wasn't the main guy. Renfro was still doing his thing, and Edwards was still balling out, and they had Zay Jones too. So the running game was way better. Then we had a Pro Bowl running back. We had Renfro who was doing good, and we had Ruggs who was doing good when it was balanced and everybody was healthy. With your your first 3 options are out. What you gonna do?
I'm
And
with
you
you.
still
I'm
made the
with you.
playoffs.
I'm with you. I just think that everybody else in your division done got better too, though, except for
Yeah,
Kansas City.
yes.
So
I don't. I think Denver got better. I don't know if they're gonna.
I think I would
I don't
give.
know.
I don't know. I like the Chargers. Y'all better worry about the Chargers, man.
Yes, the Chargers. The Chargers. Yeah, the Chargers are like that.
And them boys like that on defense too. Like them.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if you see our Chargers win the division and Raiders come in
Wild
second,
card.
and you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, and it be like that.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised. Their defense is going to go ham, and their offense is going to ball out. Their offense, their Eckler, their running back is very good. They have a legit
And they got
solid
they
team.
got what's his name? Mike Will back?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, man.
they got him, and they got Keenan Allen. Like they got guys, man. Like that West. But okay, so you say Raiders 34th. On paper, yes, you would look at it because you want to be like, oh, you got to give that respect to, you know what I'm saying, Russ.
Kansas
Russ,
City though, but
Russ
Kansas City
went
got
from
worse than me, so I don't know.
Russ went from running around in Seattle to he's gonna be running around in Denver.
You think so?
He'll be because they're not gonna stick to what they do. See, that's the problem. They're gonna get Russ and they're gonna stop running the ball as much as they did, and they're gonna put more on
Okay.
Russ. That's what's gonna happen. You don't bring in Russ to keep handing the ball off. You know what I'm saying? And that's where
No, but I think you bring in Russ to keep handing the ball off at the same clip. Now you expect those passes that you call to be completed. That's just me.
I don't see it.
Because
I don't
Drew Lock wasn't throwing that bitch in the ocean. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't see it. And then Kansas City, I think Kansas City, they're losing their quarterback on the defense. They're losing Matthew, which is going to hurt and they're not going to just be able to out talent people because now they're going to play Kelsey different. Now they don't have to put 2 safeties over the top. They can bring him down in a box. Kelsey over the middle ain't as open as it used to. They don't run the ball that good. And yeah, I think 3 teams will make it from the West.
Tough. So that means y'all saying 3 teams gonna make it there. That means that you telling me that Baltimore, Browns, and the Bengals are only gonna have one of those teams make the playoffs. That's what y'all telling me.
I can see it.
Ooh. That's tough.
I
I
don't because
don't know. If
the
Deshaun
Browns.
Watson play a full season and Lamar and the Bengals with Joe Burrow, I don't know, man. I think this
I
will be
mean,
one of
because
the
you look
first
at the
years that the
AFC West. If the
AFC is the
AFC West,
power.
if everybody splits a game, right? Everybody splits a game. That's one loss for them out of the division each. Then after that, you can make the playoffs with 4 losses. They each can end with 3, 4 losses.
True. It's true, man. I think this will be one of the first seasons that we'll look at it and really be like, there's gonna be a dogfight down to the end especially for the AFC. Then the NFC
Right.
might be a little top heavy, but the AFC I believe it's gonna go
Yeah.
down. I don't
All
know,
right. So
bro. I
look,
don't know how much time they're gonna need, man. You got Watson like instant offense. You still got Amari Cooper down. Nick Chubb is the consistent. I don't know. That defense still popping.
it's some good football that's about to be played this year. Hopefully,
Yeah,
it's
man.
some
But
good football.
it's been fun, man. We're gonna wrap this show up this time, man. It's been fun. We do have a draft night special, man. Don't forget, y'all, we will be on draft night that Thursday when the draft come on. We're gonna be on talking about the picks, breaking down the picks. We have the big show on. We'll be on with everybody with Icon, Crystal, and Jacob as well. So draft night, man. Y'all look for the link. Look for it to come out. We definitely gonna be in breaking down the picks, breaking down the moves,
For
talking
sure.
about each team, talking about the fit for the picks. It'll be fun, man. It's gonna be the uncensored night. Be on Thursday, so everybody just kind of kick back and we just kind of let loose and have fun. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, then tune in tomorrow. We'll be back 8:15 Eastern time. We're gonna be back to the good old with the full team on Now No Sports. We'll have my boy in here, Bear Thomas, semi-pro coach,
Yep.
fitness guy. He went from a big boy to a little boy, and he grinded. Oh, hey man, his story is dope, and it's definitely knowing him from when he was Bear. Like when you think Bear, you like who? Yeah,
Yeah.
he went from a lineman to a running back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Okay.
So yeah, he'll be on tomorrow. Talk about his journey. So we'll get him on there, and then we'll talk about football and
You
that's
know
it
it.
next week.
NBA playoffs start today, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about with the NBA playoffs
Hey
going
man,
on.
I'm watching spring games today, man.
UGA spring game is today. I think I can get to Athens by 3:00 if I leave now.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a lot. It's like 20 something different games
I
going
should
on.
have been live from the spring game. I should have when I cut my camera on. You should have been like, "Where you at?" I should have said, "Oh, look, here's Stanford Stadium, 90,000
Well,
people." I should
you
have did
missed
it, man.
you
It's
missed out.
raining today though, so
You
I
missed
can't do
out.
it.
But yeah, man. Next week we want to talk kicker. I think that's the last one we got to do.
Special teams, yeah, kickers
Special
and
teams.
punters,
Yeah,
yeah,
kickers and punters. Florida gonna
kickers
win
and
that one.
punters, man. And then I think too, man. I think we're gonna introduce me and Ken talk about this. And I think we had this the other day when we were talking about running backs is when it came out. And we were talking about would you take Todd Gurley coming out or would you take Ezekiel Elliott coming out? So I think
Oh
we
yeah,
have
so
to
we
have
can
some
go.
type of
So we're
a tournament bracket
a
style. We have the
competition.
running
Yeah,
backs, yeah. Break
like
down running backs,
overall.
break down wide receivers, put them against each other, man. Let's vote. We talk about it, kind of compare them and see who's the greatest running back of all time or who's the
Woo!
greatest wide
So yeah, we can
receiver.
do that next week. So next week we'll talk kicker you. That'll be quick because it'll be Florida. It won't be Miami. But we might, give Florida State some attention too. You know what I'm saying? A couple of those guys.
Oh, Georgia got
But
something to say about this.
okay, so next week, because we can talk about this all day. So next week we're gonna have the kicker punter you. We'll talk about the greatest of all time running backs, and we going we going from legacy to today. So
Yes,
we might bring up Jim Brown, might bring up Barry
from Herschel
Sanders, Todd
Walker to
Gurley,
Nick
Herschel
Chubb.
Walker,
I just gave it to you
Emmitt
right now.
Smith. It's gonna be hey man, look at the numbers. You better do your
Herschel and Nick
research.
Chubb, the second leading rusher in the SEC, first leading rusher in the
Hey,
SEC,
don't
Herschel,
forget Eddie.
and Nick
Don't forget.
Chubb. I think
Hey,
he's 3 behind
I hear
Derrick
you, but
Henry.
listen, Eddie George won 2 Heisman's.
Ooh, he did.
So I mean, we're gonna have to
Ooh.
talk about it. We're gonna have to talk about it. So
Yeah,
we'll be back next week, man. Same time we're gonna come back our normal time next week, and we here, man. We signing out.
peace. If you kept us on the replay in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all. We out.
We out.